Now for Scorpio ascendant natives, the Lagna Lord Mars, which is also your 6th Lord of service, going in degradation into the 9th house of gains. Now on one side, a Kendra Lord going into the trine house is a Raj Yoga placement, strong Raj Yoga placement. Mars usually also does well in the 9th house. However, because it has gone into degradation while also ruling the 6th house of service, so surely in gains coming from your service, from your work, you may not be completely satisfied. Many times the inimical challenges of people working behind your back may not allow you to get the highest gains which are possible. So many times you have to put in double the effort, because Mars is also the planet of focus and attention, where you're putting in your maximum focus. So many times you have to work harder to be able to make gains out of your career, out of your service. Then Jupiter, being the ruler of the 2nd house of income and savings, and going in degradation in the 3rd house of effort, which means your income doesn't increase conducive to the effort that you put in. So many times you have to put in lot of hard work to be able to get good increments, and even then sometimes you may not be satisfied. And because Jupiter also rules the 5th house of change, because the 5th house is the 8th house to the 10th house, so in the change environment or where you want to make a change, it may not come easy, or making a change only for higher increment may not be conducive for you, may not be good for you in the long run. So one has to be very, very careful with this placement, that only for higher increment don't make a change, do your due diligence before you take up new role. Then Saturn, being the Karaka of career as well as the ruler of the 3rd house of effort and assets, and going in degradation in the 6th house of service. So your effort connected to service may not be able to give you the best results of your labor. Now Saturn is also the Karaka of the Dusthana, so Saturn may also be a little protective of its placement in the 6th house. However, because it goes in degradation, which means while it is protective, many times your colleagues may get a growth over you, may get a promotion over you. That may lead to some inimical challenges between you and your team. So this is surely a watch out placement. So try to take credit from your work every now and then, rather than keeping quiet, because then you will be rolled over, or people will walk over you to be able to get those increments. Then Sun, being the 10th Lord and going into degradation in the 12th house of waste and excess and foreign lands. So many times the decision that you take, especially when you're working in foreign lands or foreign companies, you need to be careful that you should not be seen as being too arrogant, or being too high-handed, or being too authoritative, or not wanting to work with teams, or not wanting to work with superiors, or not having good relations with superiors. Many times the right acknowledgement or right appreciation doesn't come to you, especially when you're working for large organizations, or working for MNC companies, or working abroad. So surely this is a watch out placement for Scorpio ascendant natives. So one has to be careful of being more humble. Ability to work with people below or across is also demonstrated regularly from you, and try and work closer to the powers that be to be able to get better gains in your career.